Before you hear anything else, let me ask you something that might sting a little. Have you ever felt a woman look at you like you were just another option? Until one day, something shifted, and suddenly she couldn't stop thinking about you. Because here's the truth you were never meant to hear. A woman doesn't choose a man with her eyes. She chooses him with the emotional storm he awakens inside her. And right now, she's trying to hide it, pretending she's fine, pretending she's busy, pretending she's not checking her phone, wondering why you haven't shown up in her world the way you used to. She only wants you, but she's counting on you, not realizing the power you hold. Most men never do. They give affection too quickly, loyalty too easily, and validation too often. They chase the woman who's secretly praying they'd slow down long enough for her to feel the loss, the uncertainty, the craving. You see, desire isn't born from presence. It's born from contrast. A woman becomes attached when she can't predict you, not because you play games, but because you've finally stepped into the version of yourself that doesn't beg for her attention like a starving animal. A man she wants is calm, controlled. A man who knows his worth so deeply that he doesn't need to announce it. She feels it. And that feeling pulls her closer than any compliment, gift, or text ever could. Right now, she might tell her friends she's not sure. She might pretend she's over you. But the moment you stop acting like a man who's trying to win her and start acting like a man who's finally choosing himself, something inside her flips. Suddenly, you're not predictable anymore. Suddenly, you're not guaranteed. Suddenly, you're a mystery again. And women don't crave answers. They crave curiosity. They crave the man who makes them feel something. Fear of losing him, pride when they have him, and excitement when he walks into a room. She only wants you, not because you chase her, but because you've become the man she doesn't want to risk losing. You need to understand something most men never hear from a woman's mouth. When she wants only you, it doesn't start with fireworks. It starts with small, almost invisible moments she thinks you're not paying attention to. Moments where her guard slips and her real feelings leak through. A woman doesn't fall all at once. She falls in fragments, tiny choices, tiny hesitations, tiny fears she hides behind a calm face. But if you look closely, you'll see everything. A woman who wants only you becomes aware of you in a way she's not aware of anyone else. It's almost subconscious. She adjusts her hair when you walk into the room, even if it was perfectly fine before. She listens a little too closely when you speak, not because she's trying to impress you, but because your voice hits a part of her mind she can't shut off. She remembers things you don't even remember telling her. Your favorite drink, the way you like to decompress after a long day, the story you shared in passing but meant more than you let on. She starts comparing other men to you without realizing it. She measures their effort against your effort, their character against your character, their presence against the quiet, grounding energy you carry. And every time she compares, she gets a little more frustrated. Because no one feels like you, no one challenges her the same way, no one brings her that mix of comfort and uncertainty that only genuine attraction creates. But here's the real truth. When a woman wants only you, she quietly eliminates her alternatives. Not because you asked her to, not because you posted something bold or made a dramatic gesture. She does it because her mind starts building a world where you are the center point. She answers other guys slower. She becomes less interested in attention. She doesn't chase validation anymore. She chases connection, and you're the one she feels it with. And the part nobody tells men. A woman can be beautiful, confident, independent, and still be terrified of wanting someone too deeply, so she'll test the situation. She'll watch how you respond to distance. She'll watch how you handle pressure. She'll watch if your words match your behavior. Not because she's playing games, but because she's checking if her heart is safe with you. There's a moment every man experiences, but few recognize. It's when a woman who once kept her guard high suddenly lets it slip for you. Not for anyone else. Not for the world. Just you. And if you pay attention, you'll see it in the smallest, quietest details of her behavior. Details she doesn't even realize she's revealing. Because when a woman only wants you, she doesn't announce it. She leaks it in her tone, her energy, her attention. And the mistake most men make, they ignore these clues. Or worse, they chase validation instead of noticing devotion. Let me tell you something most women will never admit publicly. When we choose a man, it happens long before we say anything. It happens in the way we think about him when he's not around, the way we check our phone hoping his name appears, the way we compare other men to him and feel instantly disappointed. When she only wants you, she becomes unavailable to everyone else without even trying. She just doesn't feel that spark with anyone but you. But here's the truth that stings. She won't show that side if she's afraid you'll take advantage of it. Women don't fall for men who make them feel replaceable. We fall for men who make us feel safe to be ourselves. And when you're that man, steady, grounded, not desperate, not needing her validation to feel like you're enough, you give her something rare. You become a place where her heart can actually rest. That's when she starts doing things she doesn't do for anyone else. She listens more closely to you. She remembers your smallest preferences. She mirrors your habits without realizing it. She shares secrets she hasn't told another soul. She becomes protective of your attention, even if she tries to hide it behind a calm expression. And she starts imagining a future with you, not because she's planning it, but because her emotions go there on their own. But here's the twist most men never understand. The more she wants you, the less she will verbalize it. Women fear losing the men they care about most. So instead of saying, "I only want you," she'll show it, softly, subtly, consistently, and a man who truly sees her will recognize it without needing dramatic declarations. Because when a woman chooses you at the soul level, her actions whisper it, long before her voice ever will. There's a moment every man faces, though most never recognize it until it's already passed. It's the moment when a woman quietly decides, "He's the one I want, and I hope he wants me back." And here's what almost no man understands. When she chooses you, she won't announce it. She won't text you a confession. She won't suddenly start acting perfect. Instead, her interest leaks through the small cracks of her behavior, cracks only a man who's paying attention can see. And if you learn to see them, you gain an advantage most men spend their entire lives missing. One of the first signs is the shift in her nervousness around you, not the anxious, chaotic kind. No, it's the subtle softening of her guard. She might play with her sleeve, or her voice becomes a bit gentler when she speaks to you. She becomes more aware of your reactions, like she's checking your face to see if you're pleased, amused, or disappointed. Women do this unconsciously when they're invested. It's not performance, it's instinct. Another sign is the way she begins subtly defending you, especially when you're not around. Women don't protect men lightly. If she corrects someone misrepresenting you, if she talks highly of you when you're not in the room, if she naturally positions herself on your side of an argument without being asked, these are signs she's emotionally tied to you in ways she cannot fully hide. And then comes the real giveaway. She remembers the details you forgot you told her. The small things, the things most people would overlook. A woman only stores that information for men she actually wants, not men she's politely entertaining, not men she's bored of, only the ones she feels drawn toward. A woman's memory is selective, and if you're selected, that matters more than anything she ever posts online. But perhaps the most powerful sign is this. She initiates emotional proximity. She'll send a message not because she needs something, but because she wants to feel connected to you. She'll share a thought, a moment, a joke, a picture, anything that keeps her tethered to your world. And if you respond with the right mix of presence and self-control, her attraction doesn't just stay steady, it deepens. Because when a woman chooses you, she's hoping you'll meet her halfway, but not drown her with neediness. She wants to feel wanted, without feeling chased to exhaustion. She wants to feel special, without feeling smothered. Balance keeps her attached. Confidence keeps her curious. And your emotional stability keeps her seeing you as the man she doesn't want to lose. That's when she starts doing things she doesn't do for anyone else. She listens more closely to you. She remembers your smallest preferences. She mirrors your habits without realizing it. She shares secrets she hasn't told another soul. She becomes protective of your attention, even if she tries to hide it behind a calm expression. And she starts imagining a future with you, not because she's planning it, but because her emotions go there on their own. But here's the twist most men never understand. The more she wants you, the less she will verbalize it. Women fear losing the men they care about most. So instead of saying, "I only want you," she'll show it, softly, subtly, consistently. And a man who truly sees her will recognize it without needing dramatic declarations. Because when a woman chooses you at the soul level, her actions whisper it long before her voice ever will. There's a moment every man experiences, but almost none of you recognize it when it happens. It's the moment a woman quietly chooses you, not because you chased her, not because you impressed her, and not because you tried to be the guy she wanted. She chooses you because she finally sees something in you she can't find anywhere else, a man she feels safe wanting. And that is a completely different kind of power. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's the kind of pull that makes her double-check her phone before bed, hoping your name pops up. It's the kind that makes her replay conversations in her head, wonder what you're thinking, and realize she's slowly becoming more invested than she planned. But here's the truth. Most men ruin this phase. You get excited. You start over-communicating. You start giving too much, too soon, too fast. You fill all the silence, solve problems she never asked you to fix, and chase validation she was already ready to give you. And suddenly, the dynamic flips. Instead of her leaning in, she leans back. Instead of curiosity, she feels pressure. Instead of wanting you, she starts wondering what happened to the mystery that drew her in. A woman doesn't fall for a man because he overwhelms her with affection. She falls when she feels emotionally understood without being smothered. She falls when she senses your interest, but also your independence. She falls when she knows you like her, but she also knows you're not lost without her. That's the balance that creates longing, attraction, desire, all the things you keep chasing the wrong way. So this is where your discipline matters. Not the discipline in the gym, not the discipline of work. I'm talking about emotional discipline, the ability to stay calm when your feelings want to take the wheel. Instead of bombarding her with calls, you let her reach out sometimes. Instead of proving your worth, you let your presence speak for itself. Instead of dropping everything the moment she texts, you stay rooted in your life. That is what makes her value your attention. That is what makes your presence feel rare instead of common. That is what makes her want only you. Because a woman doesn't crave a man who's always available. She craves a man who's always consistent. There's a difference. And when she realizes she can trust your energy, your steadiness, your sense of self, she attaches. She chooses. She desires. She wants you in a way she can't hide. There's one final truth you need to understand, the truth most men never hear, the truth society rarely teaches you. A woman doesn't choose the man who tries the hardest. She chooses the man who feels right to her nervous system, the man who balances her emotions instead of destabilizing them, the man whose presence softens her, steadies her, and makes her feel like she can exhale after holding her breath for years. That's why she wants only you, because you've become the calm in her storm. You've become the grounding force in moments when her emotions race. You've become the man who doesn't just see her beauty, but sees her humanity. And even if she hasn't said it out loud, even if she's tried to play it cool, even if she's acted distant, you've already become important to her. That's why she worries about losing you. That's why she gets nervous when you pull back. That's why she pays attention to the smallest details. Your tone, your energy, your patterns. She cares deeply. And that kind of care doesn't happen for just anyone. But remember this, you must protect the very qualities that made her want only you. Your standards, your direction, your emotional control, your sense of purpose. When a woman sees a man who stands for something, who doesn't break under pressure, who leads his life with intention, she doesn't just want him, she respects him. And respect is the foundation of real attraction. So don't become passive now. Don't get complacent. Don't lose your identity in her affection. A woman falls hardest when she feels a man is choosing her from a place of abundance, not desperation. That's what keeps her loyal. That's what keeps her invested. That's what keeps her wanting only you. And now I'm going to leave you with a question, one that reveals everything about who you are as a man.